Me and my sister were split up. We were separated for 75 years.
I always knew in my mind that I had a brother, but I couldn't do anything about it. Finally, I've met my brother, and it means a lot to me.
I don't know how old I was there. Not that old, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah. Hello, YouTube. I'm John.
Hello, YouTube. I'm Rose.
Our mum passed away while Dad was at war. We got separated. We were separated for 75 years, which must be the longest record, I would think. I'd like to tell you my story of finding my dear sister.
I was adopted by my mum's sister, which was my aunt. I always grew up thinking that my aunt was my mum. She brought me up till I was about 3, and then I went to a family and they brought me up until I was 15.
The thing I can't understand is why somebody should adopt somebody and then foster them away. To me, it just don't sound right.
One day, my aunt, she said, I think you should have this. It's your brother's birth certificate. I just didn't know what to say, and I think I must have got quite angry. And I said, well, why have you left it all these years to tell me this? But she never gave me any answers. I always had that feeling that I had somebody.
I was brought up by my gran and granddad, but I wasn't treated very well. I don't even remember my mum. I wouldn't know what she looked like or how she was. I still can't understand why we were split. This is the thing that niggles me, always has niggled me. Why weren't we kept together? When Dad came out of the army, he said he was going to try and see if he could look for Rose. He found the address. He was told, there's nothing to do with you anymore and you're not to contact her, which in those days, adoption was fine. And that was it, really. And knowing Dad, I would have thought he wouldn't have argued and he wouldn't have created a scene either. He would have just walked away. He wouldn't have demanded, I want to see her or anything like that. He wasn't that type of person.
When I was about 18, I joined the NAAFI. I met my husband and my life from there, that was it.
That's me.
No.
Yeah, that's me when I was a teenager.
My son and daughter-in-law decided to do a family tree with Roger. And then they done that tree, and then she said, what about doing yours? I said, well, that's a waste of time. I can't tell you nothing. I don't know anything. Well, between them, they'd gone ahead with this tree. The day that my daughter-in-law rang me up and said, we found your brother, well, just imagine how I felt. Shock, emotions. It's all thanks to Roger. He's the one that brought us together.
Roger rang here. He asked if there was a Frederick John living at this address. I've always been known as John. So the first word my wife said to him was, how do you know his name's Frederick John? And he said, well, I've got a copy of his birth certificate here. And I stood in the kitchen and I froze. I mean, I knew I had a sister, but it was a bit of a shock, really. When I spoke to Rose, the tension's gone, you relax.
It was so easy to talk to him, and I realised then that we found each other.
Shall we send him up Marks and Spencer's again? Because that'd be nice.
Chris was on about getting some fish and chips.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't
Can
it?
do that.
Yeah.
We're trying hard now to make up from today for the years we've got left.
The only thing we miss, we never grew up together. Like other brothers and sisters where you had a laugh and a joke and a moan and a groan at one another and hit one another and all that paraphernalia. We never had that.
You can't bring back the past, no matter how hard you try. We got to try and make up for the years that we got left. Yeah, I never knew I had a sister-in-law, and suddenly to meet somebody like Chris, it's wonderful for me. And we would chat for ages on the phone.
Costing me a fortune.
If anybody out there is like us, don't give up. Finally, I've met my brother, and it means a lot to me. That's it.
That's it. That'll do. You're my friend for life now.
Oh, am I? Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
yeah, definitely,
you're,
yes.
You're mine as well,
Yeah.
Roger.
Oh, that's
definitely.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.